John, who's your pick of the week?
I don't know. Who's playing?
This is the Rugby Odds, where an unlikely pundit panel of a wordsmith, a WWE legend, a rugby star, and a supermodel scour the globe, seeking best bets and bad behavior. Are you not entertained? Thank you. And I do deserve it. I do deserve it. But if you look again to the sponsor opportunity green room, you'll see WWE Hall of Famer John Bradshaw Layfield and King Gift Egbelu, the Inventor of Words, preparing diligently yet again for another of the Rugby Odds. And if you look at your company name here, Slate, you'll see that we have quite a show ahead of us once again. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get John Bradshaw Layfield and King Gift Egbelu in now. All right, so gentlemen, we were rather mortal last week. We weren't.
That's right, we're immortal. King and I are immortal.
Immortal. I think you might be immoral. I don't know about immortal, but it doesn't matter. Collectively last week, we were 20-16, but let's break it down. Let's look at the numbers and find out why we weren't better than we were when we easily could have been better than we were. It's because, A, John single-handedly gave Canada reason to perform very well on the rugby pitch in Ottawa after he insulted Ottawa, calling them the Sri Lanka of the Americas. So what did Canada do? They went out and kicked the snot out of Australia. So guess what? We all picked Australia. And staying with Australia, because John has his nose so far up Eddie Jones's, we all ended up picking Australia. And guess what? Argentina won. So our records collectively could have been a lot better if it wasn't for John Bradshaw Layfield.
Oh, that language is atrocious and not appropriate. Not appropriate.
So wrong. So wrong.
Yeah. So badly wrong. Not appropriate. You are appropriate. And I'm sorry that your vocabulary is not better. That you have to use instead of using descriptive phrases.
Oh, you just
and
cursed.
colorful language that embellishes the mind, not just tears it down. Child.
You should watch your mouth with all those F-bombs you just dropped.
See,
Wow.
This is why they have to come your way.
Gift, I'm surprised that you too chiming in with those F-bombs. Okay, now that we got that out of the way and you guys got all your little roars and your little antics out of the way, let's get down to the business of the wooden spoon. Now, by definition, it's the person that came in last week or who came in last or lost the match, right? So the wooden spoon this week, by definition, Gift, unfortunately, management really wants to give it to John, but they have to give it to you just by the numbers.
Objection.
Objection. Take it. And yes, it is sustained. Hence, wooden spoon thrown into the pot for cooking.
Bam.
That's what
Thrown.
we do. That's what we do.
Thrown.
Now,
I got a didgeridoo back there from Australia. I'd like to throw it on top of your head, Matt. Bam!
I'd like to see you bounce it off your face a few thousand times. How about that?
I'd like the Josh Gibson in your head. Bam!
You done? Because now we have to get to the nitty-gritty
The
of
king is not getting the wooden spoon.
it's already been awarded, and he indeed accepted it, and your objections were
Shenanigans.
specious at best.
Shenanigans.
So let's move on to what is basically going to come down to history on the Rugby Odds, third season, and here we have a moment that is going to be a defining moment in this program. We have the walk of shame, and this is a very difficult walk of shame to see who walks in it exactly because we had such shenanigans last week. So, John, you could very easily get the walk of shame this week because of your insults hurled at Ottawa and Sri Lanka simultaneously, and your
That man was
ass
doing his
kissed.
American
And
duty. The champ cannot be held account, cannot be condemned for doing his American duty of letting people know what's up.
American duty. You see, in West Texas, Coyotes are open season. It's called varmint season. You can any time of year you can take them out because they do things to cattle. They hurt farms, hurt crops, hurt ranches. You can do the same thing to Ottawa people because they're varmints.
Again, you're not exactly endearing yourself to the country of Canada.
I'm an American. I'm standing up for America, and I'm standing up for the rest of Canada because the rest of Canada does not like Ottawa.
Gift, I don't know why you get in cahoots with this guy. He's just sinking you. You're sinking to his level, but those two reasons could have John in the walk of shame.
Ottawa is Canada's Oklahoma.
Now you've really done it. And Gift, you won the wooden spoon, which automatically puts you in contention for the walk of shame. But worse still is that you talked me out of picking Argentina after I tore Eddie Jones apart for all the right reasons, said Argentina always plays Australia tough, and actually mentioned the banana peel match for Australia. And you gave me this whole blah, 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 blah.
You made a terrible reference.
So that's another reason why you can be in the walk of shame. But then the fingers have to point right here at yours truly, the best picker on this show. What did I do wrong? I let you talk me out of Argentina that I knew was going to play well. And secondly, I'm on this panel. So for those reasons, in an unprecedented move, all three of us are in the walk of shame.
What?
I feel like the voting needs to be redone. Obviously, there was malcontent happening in the process, and I feel like we need to just get this a revote, all right? Or I have to insurrect.
Revote, insurrect. And if Gift is that persuasive, can he talk you off the ledge?
Perhaps. I'm very close at this point. Very close at this point.
Yeah. Like do like a flip into like a sidewalk or something.
All right, so let's stay on the theme of Eddie Jones and the Rugby Championship. Do you two have anything to say in Eddie Jones's defense now? He lost at home to Argentina, who is 18,000 miles and years away from their homes in Argentina.
18,000 years? What do you got against South American people? They play rugby too. They're tough. You see their pack up front? Those are big grown men.
Yep.
Maybe they have a good team. You think about that?
You are
maybe
despicable.
Instead of bashing Argentina, maybe you should say, look, Argentina played really well.
I was going to pick Argentina. I'm the only one that said they play Australia tough.
You just bashed them. Said they're 18,000 years behind everybody else in the world.
That's not what I said.
That is what you said.
That is not what I said.
That's what you said. Play the tape back.
We will play the tape back. Gift, do you have anything that you learned? Do you want to say anything about your allegiance to Eddie Jones at this point?
Look, number one, you know what? Genius takes time. Eddie Jones is the greatest story that Australia has ever had. It speaks volumes to how much Australia have absolutely had barren coffers in their cabinets right now, all right?
What?
Like they have nothing inside them. They are like an empty coffin with hopes and dreams inside. And Eddie Jones is setting the table for that rise. Number two, Argentina is blessed, all right? We should not keep talking about Argentina as if they're an inferior team. They're a very good team. And if you really believed in them, you wouldn't have been convinced against them. But because you felt it was Argentina of old. And there we go.
Bam! Bam! How about that? How about you go get in the coffin, Matt?
I'm dumbfounded by these answers.
You're dumbfounded. Yes, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Just stop with dumb. Just say I'm dumb. I say yes.
I am dumb. I am dumb. I am very dumb. John, you were kind of smarty pants because you're the only one that got New Zealand right. You said New Zealand was going to cover at home, whereas Gift took South Africa with the points. He figured that New Zealand might win, but he still loses on a gambling show. And I lost because I said South Africa was going to win, but they're going to win the next time. On that note, let's take a quick break, and we'll come right back after these words.
Need a great price on a new vehicle? Sheehy makes it easy. Easy Price shows you our lowest prices on the Mid-Atlantic's largest selection. Find your best price online or at any of our 31 dealerships.
It's easy at Sheehy. Sheehy.com.
You need your cleats? You need them tomorrow? If you order today by 3 p.m. New York time or noon LA time, they can have them to you tomorrow. young, old, male, female, if you're playing on turf, if you're playing on grass, if you're playing in the rain, you're playing in the heat, they've got you covered. RugbyNow.com. Go there now.
If you're in New York City and want to watch some great rugby, have some great food, and some great times, go to the world's best rugby pub, the Pig and Whistle on West 36th Street.
And we are back, guys. Let's stay with what happened in the Americas last week, and I'm not yet talking about the Premier Sevens. I'm talking about the Pacific Four up in John's favorite town, Ottawa, and New Zealand did what we expected them to do, but what we didn't expect is we didn't expect Team USA to play New Zealand as well as they did. Did we, Gift?
I mean, it was a good second half. Give a lot of credit. They definitely improved from last week. I'll still stick by what I said. The women's 15 team is not the same unless the sevens players are part of it. And those are closers there. That is a team that's the difference between a run-of-the-mill team and a championship contender. So big kudos. I also probably give it that the Black Fern, since they basically already had known that they were going to win the entire thing anyway.
Here you are just disparaging Team USA at every opportunity. They played them tougher than any of the other teams.
I appreciate them, but I got high expectations. They set the bar for me in the beginning, all right? They came in as the 5th team at one point in time. And now I need them to get back to that again. COVID's over. All right? COVID is over.
You just named the Black Ferns as the all-time best team ever, and
Yes.
Team USA played them within 17 points.
There was a point when Team USA played them within less than that. All right? Why? Because they had our closers.
1924 in the Olympics?
No, 2017.
Yeah, way to be relevant, Matt.
You go right along with Gift. Destroy is too kind a word. That's what you said last week, and they didn't destroy them, did they?
They almost lost by 20 points.
But with the spread was 40.
You don't know.
Because
You're
I
making it
asked
up.
you for
That
40
is
points if
coming
we
off
were
the
going to
top
bet.
of your bald head. You're making that up.
You know what? Every time you two are wrong, you try to spin something. Well, it's not going to work here any
No
longer.
spin. There's no spin. This isn't the laundry
All
machine,
right.
all right? We keep it straight facts.
Let's spin to the Australia versus Canada match then, fellas. John, you said Canada was going to get absolutely annihilated in that ridiculous town they call Ottawa. That's an exact quote.
Yes. And if you're in Ottawa, would you not be mad? Those women came out mad
Yeah.
because they were in Ottawa. It inspired them.
Gift, you too. I mean, the two of you are supposed to know this stuff.
Canada was the number 3 team in the country, in the world at one point in time, and it looked like they're still number 4 or 5. You know what? That's what they do. All right, Canadians is why we have to constantly make sure that they remember where their place is in comparison to the U.S. Because you let them free too much, and then they start doing things, and we can't have that for us outside the Americas. Of course, go do what you got to do, and they let Australia know.
Bullshit.
Bam! Bam!
What a
One American
bunch
team
of...
has to at least take out one of the South Pacifics. That's all I'm saying.
All right. You know what? Let's stay with the South Pacific now that you bring it up and go back to the Rugby Championship for the upcoming matches. They're taking a week off, but what matches we have ahead of us? We have 59,000 fans in Johannesburg for South Africa versus Argentina. Do you think they're going to sell the place out?
Oh, yeah, probably. Because, again, it's the Rugby Championships. Argentina got another win, and everyone wants to see it. And that's what happens when the South Africans are being asked about South Africans filling up Johannesburg and not Argentinians flying over to fill up Johannesburg. So, yeah.
Bam!
But if Buenos Aires people had more money, I would assume that they would do it because Argentina is very competitive and has a chance to close the spread.
It's impossible to ask just a simple question here on the show, ladies and gentlemen. You see that, right? Let's turn it over to the other one. John, you've been very excited about some of those crowds down in South Africa. Are you looking forward to this match, or what do you think?
Absolutely. I think they're awesome. Argentina's got a great front pack. I mean, these guys are big, tough rugby players. It's going to be a good game. But you got to understand, South Africa did not play some of their players resting up for New Zealand when they played Australia. and Australia played pretty much neck and neck with Argentina. I don't think Argentina is going to get within 7-10 points of them. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be very, very physical. But you got to tune in to watch these big wings out of South Africa. These guys are monsters, absolute monsters. It'll be a fun game to watch, but I think South Africa wins this.
All right. We're not.
And I think the atmosphere is going to be off the charts.
And then at the Melbourne Cricket Grounds, this is what's intriguing to me. Melbourne Cricket Grounds is a great venue. They love it, but it's in Melbourne. And Melbourne is an AFL, Aussie Rules football city. But this is a big, big moment in Melbourne history in terms of the Wallabies, because they're hosting in Melbourne at the Melbourne Cricket Grounds, which holds 100,000 for the All Blacks. This is one that I would love to be at that match, because Melbourne is such a great sports city. It's a walkable town. It's a great town. It's got great culture, and it's near one of the oceans. Do you know what ocean it's near, John?
I haven't been to Melbourne since I sold it out.
Flex, baby, flex.
Bam, bam, bam.
So then, Smarty Pants, you know what ocean's to the south of it, right?
Of course I do.
What is it?
It's surrounded by the Arctic Ocean to the south. That's what you go toward Australia, because that's where Shackleton left to go to Australia.
Okay, well, the Southern Ocean is now officially an ocean, and it is between Australia and
what does that got to
the
do
Arctic
with
Ocean.
anything?
You don't. The point is that I'm proving that you don't know something.
TikTok videos. What does that got to do with
You
anything?
didn't know it.
What other useless information do you want to tell us? Nobody cares.
You didn't know it.
It's not who named it an ocean. You.
I need to see paperwork on this.
Yeah. All right. Google it. Gifty Google.
Everything is true on Google.
Oh, you don't believe that the Southern Ocean's a real ocean?
No, I just don't believe you. I believe that they probably named it. I just don't.
Bam.
I am telling the truth on this one, and I had to learn the lesson the hard way in a bar in Melbourne where I bet the guy, and I had to do an upside down chug when I lost. So yeah, it is an ocean. In your faces. We'll be right back. From New York City comes America's longest running and most popular rugby show. The biggest names in Major League Rugby, MLR highlights, and big match previews. Rugby Wrap-Up presents MLR Weekly, made in New York City. And we're back. Oh, boy, we're having so much fun. It's just flying by the time, right, guys? So, don't you wish we had more time? Excellent. Let's go to the NRL. Let's go to Rugby League. And we had a pretty good week last week in Rugby League. And we hope to continue to build on that success to make you people some money at home. And John, your Broncos continue to provide some cash for you. And they got a big game this week.
Yep. And I'm taking all my money, all of it, and I'm putting it on the Broncos. They fighting my buddy. He's my mate now, Russell Crowe. They're fighting Russell Crowe's team, the Camel Toes, and they are going to beat the Camel Toes because I'm betting all my money on it.
John, every single time you bring him up and you bring his team up, you insult the team's name, which is the Rabbitohs. You call them the Camel Toes, and you make fun of Russell Crowe being fat.
I know I do not make fun of Russell Crowe being fat. He is larger. He's my mate. I love Gladiator.
Okay. All right. But you have an odd way of.
Upon my command, unleash hell. That's what he said when he's in the Germanic territories and right before they get in that big battle. Yeah. Oh, man. They whooped all kinds of ass. Then he got kidnapped. Then he got tricked Then he got home and bad things happened to his family. Then he went to the Coliseum. He turned into a legend. They're chanting his name. And then he killed the emperor. Bam! Bam.
Yeah.
He said there was once this vision of Rome. Let it become a reality.
I want to Joaquin Phoenix you in the Gladiator. Gift, who do you like in the NRL this week?
Speaking of the Gladiators, Joaquin Phoenix, amazing. All right. So to do that is to make him an amazing actor and person. All right. Now, if you want to take the character, that's a whole other thing. All right. The character died. Joaquin Phoenix rises like the Phoenix. Boom. And in terms of the NRL, we're going to continue on because the Knights are about to go take on the Storm. And you know what? Unfortunately, unlike nighttime is not the greatest time for storm time because that's whenever it blows the hardest. And this is what the Storm is going to do once again. They are going to go through and turn out those Knights. All right? Clean them dry, make them out, take them down.
Okay, so you're taking the Storm.
Taking the Storm.
All right, you're taking
What
the
he
Storm.
just said.
The twist.
He said a lot. And there were some twists in there. So I just want to make sure we got it right on camera, so
nobody can keep using AI nonsense.
So we don't have to show video of you saying something on camera that you said you didn't say.
Same video. See, that's why I know it was AI. That same video.
What? Can we go to that video of him?
The lies.
Let's just show that video of him again.
San Diego to win. San Diego to win. I have this
so desperate that he's laying on his face picking
AI.
AI, fake news.
I'm going to go with a little bit more of a practical approach to this. And I'm going to say the Panthers, all but one match of their last 9 have won. And now they're facing the Bulldogs at home. The Panthers are at home, that is. And I think the Panthers are going to annihilate the Bulldogs this week. Bet it, put the mortgage on it, and your car payment. Because John will back it up if I lose the pick. All right. Any general observations on the rugby so far this summer? John?
Yeah, New Zealand may be the one that wins the World Cup. Those guys are awesome. I thought South Africa, they outclassed them. Now, South Africa, I agree with you. They're putting their team together. New Zealand was wanting to make a statement. They made a statement, and it was a powerful statement. If I was Ireland and France, I would be very wary going into the World Cup.
Well, there was some news about Ireland. You mentioned Ireland. Johnny Sexton got handed a 3-game ban, but it won't keep him out of the Rugby World Cup. It'll keep him out of 3 of the warm-up matches that are going to happen just prior to the Rugby World Cup, which we'll be talking about on this show in the coming weeks. But you just knew World Rugby wasn't going to ban him from a World Rugby match. And even though he's 38, he is arguably the best leader of a good team in the world. And his first match back with the Rugby World Cup couldn't be a better one. It's against Romania.
Hey, the first game, September 8th, is New Zealand versus France. That is going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's 2 of the best teams in the world.
I'm going to be there.
No, you'll be here doing this show. You're not going anywhere. It's in your contract.
Nope.
Well, we'll have to talk about that off camera. Gift, while we're determining whether he can go overseas or not, he just mentioned your French boys versus the New Zealand squad opening that up. Is that too much to handle in the first round for these two, in the first match for these 2 teams?
I mean, look, you got to come out with a bang. And honestly, France is going to need to have this wake-up call. Regardless of whether or not they win, it's not going to be completely relevant. But if they don't be able to take something from it immediately, both of them, that's what's going to make the difference. If you don't clean up the rest of that pool, it means nothing. But France better be on watch. Choke jobs do not work whenever you're at home. Harsh critics at Stade Francais.
Do you come out guns blazing if you're New Zealand and or France in that one? Or do you say, all right, this is not necessarily a sprint?
I mean, if you want to just, be terrible for the series and not have good tone and set, then yeah, no, you don't come out guns blazing. Just hold off, make
sarcasm,
sure.
I get it. That was sarcasm. Snarky little sarcasm from Brazil.
Yeah, but if you have character like King Egbelu, you come out guns blazing.
Boom.
That's how we do.
Wait a minute. You're not in Brazil right now, are you?
Don't worry about it. All right.
No, you're in New Jersey.
No,
all
don't
right.
I
you-
am where
don't worry
I need
about
to
it.
be at the time it needs to be done.
He's in New Jersey, so
He
he's
said
back
not to worry about it.
sarcastic Jersey boy
Excuse
self.
me. He said not to worry about it.
All right. Let's move on. We're almost out of time, so it's time for picks of the week. Don, pick of the week.
Before I get my pick, big salute. Come on, allez-vous, to the under-20 French team that beat your Irish team, even though you're actually English, but beat them soundly. Congratulations to those French boys. It says a lot about what a team that's coming up to the French team. And I am picking right now. I'm taking the Sharks at home to beat the manly Oklahoma Sea Eagles.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, you French players over there, you just got a hell of a salute from a WWE Hall of Famer there. I hope you appreciate it and take your nose out of your cheese for a while. Gift, who's your
Hey,
pick?
what was that? Wait, whoa, what kind of Francophobe comment is that? Whoa, the king and I don't play that way. No.
Take your noses out of your fromage for a moment. That's a great American salute for you. Gift, your pick of the week.
Oh, the shames. The pick of the week this week is going to go to the USA U20s, all right? Taking on Scotland and Zimbabwe this week. And they're going to both take them both. Actually, they probably will lose to Scotland, but they're going to take out Zimbabwe and keep it close to Scotland as they continue to make their way through the Rugby World Trophy U20s.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go with the Dragons versus the West's Tigers in the NRL, a battle of the two bottom feeders in the league. I think the Dragons win this one in a tight one. And on that note, guys, we are basically out of time. So plugs, Gift.
Singapore to Tokyo any way we can. Documentary where we get to go see Asia and up to the Rugby World Cup in Japan. Why? Because you got the Rugby World Cup coming up in Paris, and there's a lot of parallels that go along with it, including people doing what they need to do. So check it out.
John, plugs?
Hey, yes, I got a plug. Singapore to Tokyo. Watch this damn thing. All right, what are you people doing out there? Watch it. It's awesome. Also, check out Memphis Inner City Rugby. Go in there, look up this group, see what they're doing, and see what can be done with kids at risk using rugby. It's a wonderful organization. Shane Young, Devin O'Brien do a wonderful job down there with their entire staff.
I'm going to plug two things. I'm going to plug the Can-Ams in Lake Saranac / Lake Placid, a great tournament. If you like to swim in beautiful, pristine lakes, have a good time, just go for that. But there's also great rugby there. And check out Cam Moody on MLR Weekly this week telling you about it. It's a great, great tournament. And I'm also going to plug Au Pair in America, Mama Lewis's company. And Gift, you know all about it because you met your wife through it. So thank you, Mama Lewis. On that note, we are out of time. I want to thank the WWE Hall of Famer John Bradshaw, Layfield, King Gift Egbelu, the Inventor of Words. Thank you for tuning in. Please check out our other programs, including the MLR Weekly Show, the College Rugby Wrap-Up. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube, sign up for our weekly newsletter, and please join our American Red Cross Blood Donor Team.